It's yours, that's for sure. I know I'm not supposed to be listening to this. Let me turn this off. Ah, and that's that ASAP Rocky remix too. Ah, I want to listen to the music, but you know how janky you two be acting. I mean, it really ain't even them, bro. It's everybody, because niggas be stealing, so they like worried that you're gonna be on here like doing something with their music. I'm not trying to do nothing with your music. I'm just trying to vibe out, make my show hot. I'm a carpool karaoke type of king. Like, I can recite the rhymes of many rappers. I can sing the lyrics of many R&B singers. I even know some country records. Play with me if you want to. But I want to be able to come on my show and pay a little bit of homage to great records that I love. Part of the fun of this is that, we like to talk about music. And there's a microphone, which is somehow, that's how you create music to some degree. Like, fuck, man, I used to make music too. Why wouldn't I want to get on here and spit rhymes? I'm trying to find something to watch on TV. Now I've lost the damn remote. I just love when I'm with you. Yeah, the shit is on 10. Oh my God, that record's fire though. And ASAP Rocky, he came on, killed that. Tongue kissing stank holes at the Coachella. Think the Lord she never listened what a hoteler. Not only could I do better, but I know better. How could I ever be the king without a co-redder? Oh my God. Shout out to all my black people. I love it. If you're black and you're watching this show, shout out. If you're black and you're on this show, double shout out. So that means for me, double shout out. All right, let's see. What we want trying to watch, man? Machine gun raps for all my niggas in the back, stadium packed. Just glad to see the city on a map. Oh my God, Drake killed that when he did that. I will say, listen, this is how I feel about Drake. I've come to realize this over the last few years. Somewhat about myself is that from time to time, we have these people who come in and whatever their craft is, music, acting, sports, whatever. I have to pick those because we make those people the most popular. Like, I don't know, like, doctors and shit where I'd be like, nah, that nigga really ain't even that good at the surgeries, fam. I'm telling you, he ain't as nice as Dr. Barnwell over at, fucking pediatrics on the third floor. Like, no one does that with doctors. I mean, maybe people at hospitals and shit, but like, that's not like a water cooler argument on a Tuesday, like Tuesday night after the game kicked off. Like, most people are talking about why this QB sucked, or, why LeBron didn't take the game winner and he passed it to some bum or something like that. Like, that's what we talk about. So I realize with Drake is, he's like Steph Curry. He's like all these people to me where I just be like, what's the hype about? Like, not in like a, like F these motherfuckers. Sometimes I'd be like, yo, I'm not really feeling this. Some of this shit is trash. But after a while, you just start being like, yo, Drake has hits. That can't be denied. And Steph can shoot that motherfucker from half court. And whereas most people are 1 out of 10 from half court, he's like 7 out of 10 from half court. We can't even be mad at that anymore. Is it annoying that now every nigga at the gym want to just shoot 3-pointers all day? Yeah, I hate that shit, because I don't play basketball like that. But do I low-key love watching him just like, once he crossed half court, you're like, oh, he pulling that. Like, I had to find a way to find, what would intrigue me about it. I like wondering how many steps after he crosses half court until he pull that shit. And it made it to where I was like, you can't even hate this nigga. He's nice. Do I think he deserved 2 MVPs? Hell no. But I only think that because I don't know. I feel like there were LeBron, probably with the exception of, I think 06 to 2010, you could argue that it was between Kobe and LeBron every time. I think, especially in 2006, Kobe was the best we've ever seen. Even during those times, LeBron would tell you that he thought Kobe was the greatest player of all time. So you could say that those MVPs probably should have gone to LeBron. I think after 2010, LeBron should have won it almost every single year. And the way we talk about him, it would lead you to believe that we would give him that award. Westbrook had a really good year. Giannis won it last year, obviously. I mean, not a lot you can do about that. But my point is, when you get to the time when Steph won it, I would maybe look at LeBron as being a better player. But at the same time, most people are voting, and they're looking at a lot of things. Like, Golden State had a couple of good years with Baron Davis and Matt Barnes and Monte Ellis and some of those guys. But like when they finally let Monte go, you ask Steph, you start adding these pieces. Clay develops, Draymond develops, all these things happen. Then all of a sudden, they're a really good team. You can make the case that maybe he deserved those MVPs. I was always saying that I did not think that he did. But I had to come to that realization that he's fucking nice. Drake is fucking nice. So my point being when I started this was that I really love that Wu-Tang Forever record. He's spazzing. We'll talk about the Drake one. Drake came, he had the, he came with the singing stuff and then he came with the bars. And I thought all that shit was hot. Cadence, all that shit hot. Hook, fire. Those bars actually pretty fire. I mean, come on, man. If you haven't heard this record, I think it's one of his best records. But there are sometimes when he make a record, I'll just be like, y'all really like this shit? This nigga been giving you these same 3 to 4 songs over and over again for the last like 12 years. No, not that long. Or at least the last 8 though. When he first came in, he was actually spitting. And then once we made him famous, he's just like, y'all, all these niggas do is bite these weak ass raps that I be spitting. And they pay for it. Let's get him another one. Hey, 40, throw a different beat on there. And I'm just going to say this backwards. And people are going to be like, oh, this shit is hot. And I know people are probably going to kill me for this. Excuse me. They're going to be like, nah, he has tons of hits. I'm like, I'm sure you probably think he does. I don't think that he does. And I've listened to it all. Yes. That one time back in 2016 when he dropped that mixtape. What is that? If you're something too close. So whatever that fucking shit was called. 6 God was fire. That's a fire record. Shit, what else? Some of these I have on playlists and he'll never leave the playlist because he has some cuts that are that nice. But that Hold On, We're Going Home shit, that's an okay record. Y'all really thought that shit was that good? I feel like he has cuts that will shit on that cut, but people talk about it like it's one of the greatest songs ever. Or like even some of these most recent ones, like a lot of the songs that people have been thinking have been hot these last couple years, I've been like, this sound like what he was making in 2009. And maybe some of y'all just not paying attention. But it's a shout out to him though, because he's King Finesse. He has convinced y'all. And Wayne has done the same thing. I'll say this about Wayne for a long time. You could hear some of Wayne's lyrics. Niggas getting lazy for a little bit. And I think it's because they just know, like, maybe they're not even having that great of a day, but they're just like, you know what? I'm Wayne. And I'm going to give these little bars and all of these niggas going to buy this. You know why? Because I'm Wayne. I think there are a lot of artists that do that. I believe that about these two gentlemen. Now, if they were to ever hear this, I'm sure they would probably be like, yo, fuck this nigga. That's not what we're doing. I'll be like, yo, fam, that's fine. If you want to correct me, that's totally fine. I'm literally speaking from a place of, I think that you are better sometimes than what you put out. That's all. It's not shade at them as people. I don't know these niggas as people. I say the same thing about Nicki Minaj too. I'm talking about their whole camp now. I think when Nicki Minaj came in, she actually was a really good rapper. And then as soon as she got famous, she just was one of these little like pop stars who just looked good in bright colors and something tight, because she got them tig old bigs and that thing. And we're not being disrespectful, but at the same time, you see how Nick was carrying it. And a shout out to her because she's still killing it. And she could give you those bars if she really wanted to. But I think sometimes they just be like, yo, you know what? I'm fucking tired. And I'm going to mail it in today. And they can do that and still kill it. So shout out to them. Oh shit, hold up. Let me intro the show. Hey, welcome to Track Talk Radio. I cut that Nelly record early. I was busy yapping. Sorry if you were waiting on the radio station. And I just came on. I had you listening to the music, man. DJ Cold Cuts. What are my other DJ names? AKA DJ Pocket Biscuit, AKA DJ Beef Snack, AKA your grandma's favorite. I haven't finished that one yet because I don't want to say like pool boy because I'm not a pool. I ain't cleaning nobody's pool. I don't do fucking yard work. What do grandmothers love? From people that aren't related to them. Probably not a goddamn thing. God, I wonder if I know my grandmother's like one of the nicest ladies of all time, but I sometimes wonder if when my grandma sees like people out in public, is she just like, yo, fuck you looking at, young nigga? Like, I bet she talks like that to people. She probably doesn't, but in some alternate reality, I'm hoping that she does. Shout out to my grandmother, my beautiful grandma. God, what's grandma doing? I probably need to call her tomorrow. Anyway, shout out to all the grandmothers around. Anyway, welcome to the Me Uncle Jackson Show. We're live on Track Talk Radio as well as live on YouTube right now. Yeah, I'm looking at the damn TV because I'm still trying to find something to watch. I was in here ranting about music because when I started the video, I was like really about to vibe out to this record and I wanted it to be on camera, but then I have to remember that YouTube be on here playing games and they'll cut this shit or send me some fucking stupid ass email talking about, hey man, look, you just can't play their records, man. And my stupid ass, I haven't really gone in and done all the research to figure out a way to where I can vibe to the music and not have to deal with these asshole emails, which they're really not even that bad. They're pretty nice. It's just a short little warning basically saying, look, ugly motherfucker, don't play the goddamn music on there. And I get that. But at the same time, I want to be able to be in my space in this little studio with the fucking window open, with the airplanes flying by, being annoying as hell. I want to do my unfiltered show, the radio show, and this damn podcast, because both of them are, the podcast is actually a little bit more contained than this shit is. But I want to be able to, and I know you can't really say and do what the fuck you want. But I think for people who understand me, they know what I mean. I want to be able to sit in here. I want to turn the music on and I want to turn up for y'all. And I want people just to laugh and enjoy themselves. I don't want to have some motherfucker sitting behind a computer being like, oh, well, there he goes again. Let's just send this fucking email because Minkle just doesn't seem to get it. You just can't play the music, asshole. I imagine that that's how the person who monitors my shit probably talks. Because that motherfucker hates their life. Could you imagine being assigned to my case? If you're my FBI agent, you have the worst job in America. Because every day it's like, fuck, this nigga again? He don't get it. Like, I feel like they do everything they can to keep me like as close to off the internet as possible. Like, I don't even check my Facebook anymore because literally, like, I can come off of a 30-day suspension and within hours, they're like, oh, you again? Right back to it. Like every fucking time. And then when you look at like my little shit, this shit cracked me up because it's just so stupid. It's the fucking internet, but they really got like, they're treating it like fucking high school. Like I stay at the principal's office and this nigga just keeps suspending me. And so what happens is I get the 30-day ban, but then when they tell you like why this is what got you banned, underneath the post that they're telling me about, they have extras waiting. They're like, oh, and don't forget, June 9th, 2019, June 13th, 2019. There's like 20 of them from June 2019. They got a couple waiting back from 2016, like all kinds of shit, man. I stay getting in trouble on there. And so obviously Facebook, IG, they're connected. They, whatever, one owns the other one. Both of them are shitty as hell. And honestly, I'm not even shitting on them. I'm saying that because I'm giving you the fucking facts about how I feel personally about when I'm posting my content. Now, I also have been told I do post a lot. And I think some of it is because if you look at my page, some people are wondering like, yo, how many photos you got on there? Nigga, there's 24,000 posts on my Instagram. 23,000 of that probably is memes. It's probably more than that. It's probably 24. Because I think right now it's 24 and a half. So it's probably 24,000 of that is probably memes. The rest of it is just my pictures from my haircut day and me doing karaoke in the car. What does it say? It says, if you just sing rap originals, they can't shut you down. Man, I don't know, man, because I've received the emails before just from vibing out to the damn music. One of my podcasts in the early times when I first started, Starters on the Bench, like the second episode literally has no sound because I had the music playing the whole time and I was talking over. They literally cut the whole thing. So it's just me, doing this and like my hands and my mouth are moving. That's what she said. Anyway, let's get into the show. what do I got? We got the document ready. Today is June 7th. You know, today actually, so I do have a job outside of this, an extra job. And I actually went back to work today. Like I've been working from home, but I actually went to the building to deal with people. It's cool, man. I honestly, and it's gonna bring us into our what I'm gonna start with first. Because we're gonna start with this dipshit motherfucker, Daniel Maples. And this nigga at Costco. So like I said, I went to the job today. Everything was straight, man. You know why? Because I'm not one of these assholes that's tripping and making a big fuss about having to wear the mask. Obviously, I also was not there that long. But obviously I've made it clear that although some of my frustrations about the gym being closed, I have definitely made that very clear. And like in the beginning, because I just definitely was frustrated. Yeah, the lockdown shit sucked. But like as you have to adapt. Change has happened. This is probably our new normal. And like honestly, like wearing the mask, it really ain't that big of a deal. It makes my nose feel all wet and funny, which is disgusting as shit. But you know what you do? You pull it down, you wipe it off, and you cover it the fuck back up. It's simple shit, man. But you see people like this asshole Daniel Maples, and I'm gonna talk about him like that because one, this is an unfiltered show, and two, I don't give a shit. And then three, even though he was packing heat at that Costco, I know a sorry ass motherfucker like that would never scream at me the way he was screaming at these people at the Costco. Now I'm gonna tell you, you can't look at a person who has expressed their frustration at you for not wearing your mask in a place that requires you to wear a mask in order to be within their facility and on their grounds. You can't look at that person, get mad, and scream at them and say, back up as you walk towards them and say, I feel threatened while you have a gun on your waist. You're a whole bitch for that. Anybody who would ever do that is a bitch for that. If you have a gun in any situation, you are not threatened by another person who does not have a weapon. That's what makes this police brutality shit so crazy. These niggas are always talking about how they feel threatened. How are you threatened? You have training, you have multiple weapons, and you have friends on fucking retainer. Hey, we got a situation. Come quick. And they pull up. Shots fired, officer down. You know how they'd be lying on the radio and shit like that because we hear the tapes. But then this is what happens is you see these people like Mr. Maples, bitch ass Maples. Bitch Maples. I like that. That's a dope nickname. Daniel Bitch Maples. Crowned him. Daniel was at the Costco waiting in line with his what looked to be wife, girlfriend, co-conspirator. I guess somebody says something to him about not having his mask on, and then he fucking loses his cool. And he starts spazzing on these people. Tripping, bro. You're rushing towards the person telling them that you feel threatened. Why? And you know what's crazy though? They always tell you, and this is what I learned at a very young age. Some of the rules that my mother told me is like when you're in public, if people start, trying to do something to you, best thing you want to do is draw attention to yourself. That way, people will kind of be like, yo, what's going on? And then maybe if they feel like you were in a situation where you could potentially be hurt, then maybe they'll come to your aid because we do have good people out here. So bitch Maples is like, he's making it known that he's involved in an altercation. The problem is he didn't read the script. Bro, if you're going to play the role of the victim, you can't walk towards somebody with your fist balled up and a gun on your waist talking about you feel threatened. They can't be the superior race if they're too stupid to understand things like this. You're not superior when you make these bonehead ass decisions. It trips me out when I watch shit like that. Bitch Maples. I can't stop saying it. I love his nickname. It's one thing I've been pretty good at, giving people shitty ass nicknames since '86. Since I figured out what a nickname was, and I knew it wasn't your real name, but it was like a fake name we gave you. Now I can come up with all of them. I mean, some of my DJ nicknames, I had help with all those. But I did just give you bitch maples. And now I feel like that's something we all need to chant. We got to make these people famous. That's what they want to be. They want to be famous, man. I'm still looking at the TV. I ain't even found nothing to watch yet. I think I'm about to watch some old Kobe Bryant highlights. I almost wore my Kobe jersey, but instead I wore the T-Mac. So shout out to Kobe, RIP, big dog. But it's crazy to think like there are these people like Daniel Maples, a very insecure, terrible white man who thinks that he is better than the people who walk amongst him, unless they're white. Daniel had a good job, and so he thought based off the job that he had and the fact that maybe he probably looks at you and thinks, well, my job is most likely better than their job because I'm white. And, you know, if stereotypes prove true, every single black person in America is on welfare. All the Asian people or something, all the Latino people or something. I don't really know all their stereotypes, but you know how white guys think because they think those things about these people. So Daniel thought that he could act like this at Costco and it was okay because it's his God-given right to defend himself against threats at Costco. Nigga, how are you being threatened at Costco? Like it's you and this like, you know, poor person of color, and you guys are both reaching for that last corn dog sample. And because that person's fingertips hit the, you know, the little toothpick before yours did, you fucking lost your mind. Is that the stuff that white people are pressed over at Costco? That would be the only thing about that place that I could see really making me mad. It was like, wait, you ran out of samples? I only came here for this shit. But even then, why are you only going to Costco to sample food? I don't know. Some people really do that. It's crazy. Daniel's a terrible human, and he now is unemployed because of him being a terrible human. I'm very eager. Oh my God, I'm so excited for the apology. Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, I even did my little white voice for that, for Daniel. I can't wait to hear the apology. I'm wondering if I can guess exactly what it's going to say. I'm just appalled at my behavior. I can't even believe things like this would ever come out of my mouth. I wasn't raised this way. My family taught me much better. You know, the three black friends that I had, or what, whoever the person of color was that he was dealing with, or maybe it wasn't even a person of color. He'll just, you know, he'll put them in whatever category they belong to, and then say, I had this amount of you, and that should have made me realize I had a moment of weakness and this really isn't me. And, you know, I'm going to do everything that I can in my power to use my voice for good now. You know what this shit is like? And I'm glad because now I can say this. I know Markel will love this and any of our HP fans. This is like how some of these assholes like the Malfoys came back to Hogwarts and they tried to convince us or the people that they weren't bad and that they just were under some spell. Oh my God, I would never go with Mort. And Mort tried to hurt you guys? I don't like Mort. He had me under a spell. I would never do these things. Whole time being a bitch. Whole time being a bitch. All of these people are going to do those things always and forever. I can't wait for that apology. These niggas are so sorry, bro. But anyway, back to my problems, man. Like I want to let me hold on. Let's get it real quick. It's yours, that's for sure. That's for sure. Oh. Tongue kisses, think hoes at the Coachella. Thank the Lord she never listened. What a hoteler. Not only could I do better, but I know better. How could I ever be the king without a co-redder? Feeling like racing, damn low sweater. Mac 10 bow redder for the cold weather. Oh my God, he's spazzing. But I flow. For all my niggas in the back, in case a nigga wanna act up. Strong enough to match us. Ain't nothing like a bad bitch that make a jiggy nigga wanna go and run up in this shit raw. My brother man from the 5th floor. Oh my God. All right. That's all I wanted to do, YouTube. Don't be mad. I don't own the rights to it. I just was singing. I own the singing rights, the reciting rights, because I was reciting. I don't even know if that's a thing. But anyway, Daniel Maples, man. It's been a wild week. If we really want to get into it, I'm saying wild week, nigga. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday, but the main thing I wanted to get into today, because I'm gonna do what I saw some other podcasting people do, and I'm gonna take this opportunity, because this is not something that I would normally do, but I feel like we will all be okay with this. I wanted to come on this show and truly degrade this horrible, scumbaggy, rat-faced ass, cat-mouth ass, crusty ass biatch, Ghislaine Maxwell. And I know people are like, oh my God, why is he saying such horrible things? Because fuck that bitch. If you know anything about her history, you know that she is Jeffrey Epstein's co-conspirator. She's the bitch that was actually lining up these women to, yeah, you guessed it, give him hand skis and blow skis, under the table skis while they ski, probably. You know, hey, go give Jeffrey a massage. Come on, man. If you watch that Filthy Rich documentary on Netflix, you can't be upset with me for the fact that I want to call her a lava-filled, freaking vagina-faced, bald crow. That was the best I could think of in this moment. I'm going to think of some good ones, but I really want to, put her to the flames. I hate this woman. I do not hate people, but I hate this woman. And even if she does, I don't even want to call it doing the right thing, because bitch, you should have never been involved in this shit. Even if you get your testimony on paper, on a recording, and all that, you get all these things done before they murder you in your jail cell, like your co-conspirator. Even if you do all that before this shit, it does not absolve you of any guilt, because you allowed this shit to happen to these young ladies for long time. I don't know, what was it, decade, 2 decades, 3 decades? You've been in rooms and helped other celebrities, entertainers, politicians, and all these people have access to these women, and you've allowed them to continue to be treated like shit. People that identify with you, probably at one point or another went through the same struggles that you went through. You looked at these women, you scoffed at them, you did not care about them or their futures or their emotions or anything that they fucking thought or gave a shit about, and you ended up putting them in a position to where they could be harmed in more ways than one. And then when my man got caught, you didn't even actually allow him to be fully caught. You helped him play the game so he could continue to finesse the system and get in and out of jail like it was nothing. You sat there and you watched that shit. We heard stories about you literally helping get the girls ready for Jeffrey by turning them on, licking, touching, doing all the things that we all love to do. I get it. You got an itch, you want it scratched. But this is not the way to do this shit, man. I love having the planes fly over, but it's summertime, man. We can't have the fucking window closed, man. It's too hot. So I want you guys to realize that I am by the airport and it's lit. That just lets you know one of these days I'm going to fly the fuck up out of here. September. Gone in September, man. They don't know what that is. A lot of people think I'm moving. You niggas are stupid. I'm not moving. My lease does not end until the end of February. And I have no plans to move, all right? You don't know what it is. Stop trying to fucking guess. If you was really my friend, you probably would already know, you suckers. Anyway, Maxwell. Not Vernon Maxwell. Not Maxwell the singer. This cunt, Ghislaine Maxwell. Is that her name? Ghislaine? I don't know what her fucking name is. I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry. I'm going off on this show because I think this shit is bullshit, man. You putting kids, these girls they're children, bro. I know you want to look at like, oh, they're teenagers and they can make their own decisions and blase, this and that. But when you hear them say, Well, I showed up and I was told I was just going to get some money to like, do some massages. And then when you're in the room about to give somebody a massage, they come in, they take their robe off, they get comfortable, they start talking to you, trying to make you feel all warm. And then a nigga says, hey, take your clothes off. And then he turns over and then is just like, hey, go ahead, get to work. Come on, man. I don't want to hear shit about, oh, well, they could have left. And I will be the first one to tell you, I've been that asshole in the past as a stupid fucking man. You don't understand. You don't fucking know until you watch some shit like that. Heartbreaking, bro. I've never been so fucking like just in shock and blown away by something. And the fact that I was so fucking stupid, thinking that I could actually look at a woman and be like, but why didn't you just do this? Because that's how we all want to believe that it's that simple. Like, oh, you could have just walked out, right? But I remember one girl being like, she was frozen, paralyzed with fear. And she's thinking, well, I don't know what he's going to do to me. They don't know if they can walk out, my nigga. Jeffrey looked like a little bitch, but you don't know, man. If you're a 17-year-old girl, you don't know what this grown man is going to do to you. So you know what they do? They do the thing that they fear the most, that they're going to have to sit there and just go along with that shit. And it changes them forever. They don't deserve to be in that position. And this cunt, this coño, she allowed that shit to happen. If you need to look that up, you know what coño means. It's just cunt. Anyway, she allowed that shit to happen. Come on, man. Just like the same way we got these people allowing these kids to be in cages and get raped and abused and fucking not have adequate facilities to use when they need to go to the bathroom and shower. They're sharing spaces with 10, 15 fucking people. They don't have their own clothes, their own toys. Not the same thing that a lot of these other kids get. Shit, even my ghetto broke ass had fucking toys growing up. I wasn't never locked in a fucking cage. I can't imagine being in a space where I'm watching children get treated like that. I'll blow my brains out before I ever allow some shit like that to happen. I'll tell you something real crazy. I was at a West Seattle park, last week, literally watching this dude just play with a drone. He seemed like he minding his business. I do a lap. And I noticed that when I hit the lap back around, I noticed that there's some small little girl sitting next to him that I did not see before. In that moment, the only thing I'm thinking of is, my nigga better stay away. If that's not his daughter, it's not his sister, that's not none of that. And I kept my eye on him the entire time I was there, because if something were to happen to her, the first thing I'm doing is I'm running over there and I'm crushing his skull in half, because we are to protect our fucking kids. And I don't want to hear shit about, 17, 18, 19, they can make their own decisions. You want to know how many great decisions I was making at 17, 18, 19 years old? And I can't imagine when there's big money involved, you have no money. Think of one of these girls, she was saying how she ran away from home or some shit like that because she witnessed her father and her stepmother murder her stepbrother in front of her. No family, no means, no money, no nothing, because she's a child. She can't take care of herself. And somehow she ends up at Jeffrey's house. You mean to tell me that she's in a position to make great decisions and just be like, hey, remember those Dare commercials? Just say no, guys. Huh. You think that's what she was thinking, bro? No. So, Ghislaine, Maxwell, honestly, your fate is basically sealed. It's either the Clintons, it's the Trumps, Wexner. It's going to be one of these camps will have somebody that will put you to sleep, and that's where you fucking belong. If not, you need to go and be under the jail with the rest of these types of people, regardless of your status, the money that you have, any of your connections to Mossad, Israeli, all of this type of stuff. I don't give a fuck about none of that. What you did, you have one of three options. Which option one is that they are going to kill you. That's probably what will happen. But you're either going to take the death penalty or you go underneath the jail. And you know what? I think you should have to do the same thing that my man Khalif Browder had to do. You need to go to Rikers fucking Island and you need to spend 7 to maybe 730, maybe 700, maybe 800 days, you know, in solitary confinement, all by your fucking self. That's what you deserve. And then if you make it past those first 7 to 800 days, then we'll tack on another 7 to 800. You deserve to die in that fucking jail for what you did to those girls. What you and your friend, your wonderful friend Jeffrey. They say Will Smith's name's on that list. There's a lot of people on the flight manifest that went to the island, though. Chris Tucker's name was on that list. But at least me, and I'm not gonna act like I'm following Chris Tucker like a fucking paparazzi or no shit like that. But I've never heard of Chris Tucker being involved in any type of stuff like that. But his name is on that flight manifest. And Bill Clinton's corny ass will lie to you through his fucking teeth because, you know, he's used to lying, deny till you die. But he says that he never went. My nigga, your name is on that flight manifest 26 times. What do you mean you never been to that island? Come on, bro. You know what's about to happen, people. This shit's about to be crazy. And then something even crazier is going to happen to try to make everyone forget about it. And then you know what happens? Do you think the victims get any type of just due in this situation? Fuck no. They don't. Jeffrey didn't pay. He just was killed. The first time he went to prison, he went to Martha Stewart jail. And all he did was do work release and spend fucking 17 hours a day outside of his cell. And, you know, he was in jail on weekends, though. But Monday through Friday, he worked. So he could go hang out and still continue to do this shit while he was supposed to be in jail. My nigga was doing this shit while he was supposed to be in jail. Notice the hand movement. Because I need you to fully understand that when you have money, power, influence, you literally get to do what the fuck you want. And then the wake that you leave, all you do is crush people. And even our own government will be like, well, it's not a big deal as long as maybe you donate to this cause that we have, which ultimately helps me put gas in the yacht. So we can take you to a party that we'll mark off as a fundraiser for poor little Negro kids or women who have been victims of sexual assault. And then we'll parlay that into a meeting to where we can talk about how we can continue to do this shit to these people. And we'll get random motherfuckers who sit on the internet all day to fall in love with our causes and they'll donate their money to us so they can, gas up the fucking yacht. Don't be mad at me because I'm just saying what the fuck it seems like it is. I'm not going to say that that's what it is because how the fuck would I know? I'm just some poor nigga that fucking lives in Seattle, Washington and just has the microphone. But it really does seem like this is what is going on. This shit is terrible, man. Come on. And it's not like this is the first time I've talked about this on this show either. But now, she's the last person that can maybe actually put this shit to sleep. And what I mean by that is based on all the knowledge that she has, if she actually does the right thing and gives up every person, dates, information, provides any evidence that she may have just been hiding on Jeffrey's behalf, if she can actually do that, things will be extremely different. I was hearing like a couple weeks ago that Trump was thinking about quitting as president. I wonder if any of that has to do with the fact that he knew Ghislaine Maxwell was getting picked up because his fucking name is on that shit too. Who knows, man? But anyway, my heart goes out to all the victims. Seriously. I can say, like I said, as a fucking idiot man, up until the last couple of years, and some of it has been conversations that I've had with friends of mine, and they've told me about their stories. And, when you can actually sit in the room with somebody and you can feel their pain, you can hear it, you can see it on their face, you can see how it brings them to tears. It literally will make you cringe every time you go to say some dumb shit like, well, why didn't you just ... You will never, ever say that again to a person who says that they are a victim of these type of circumstances. That shit is crazy to think. I can't believe I've ever even done that. When you watch that Filthy Rich documentary, then I know they're not the only women who've ever been through this. It's millions. Millions, my nigga. And think about the ones that haven't said anything because of the type of fear that they experience. Think about these women and even men. Think about these people who right now, that this pandemic probably has kind of worked out great for them because they're being asked to stay home. But think about the people who have the fear of leaving their apartment because of these situations. And even that's something I had remember seeing on the Law and Order SVU episode one time. And even then I was like, why can't you just leave the apartment? Because to me, like in my head, I couldn't fathom how a trauma could put you in a situation where you want to be like that, until I actually started getting my own mental health in order. Then you have to actually start asking different types of questions. And even for myself, the fear that I have every day about being black, man, fuck, I got to tell myself stop being a bitch. But even then, based on the things that I've been through, fuck, I'm not surprised that I still think like that. And I hate it when people say, well, why don't you just do something different? So for the tons and tons of men who make that horrible mistake when they talk to their, female friends or their mother or anybody that they know who, or even if they don't know that they've been a victim of sexual assault or any type of abuse. If you are engaged in those fucking conversations, just shut your ass up and listen. Let them fucking talk. Don't say nothing. Unless you have the experience, don't say nothing. Because we all sound like fucking bozos. And we literally had to watch people on a documentary get away with these fucking crimes and have these girls be ignored like they were nothing, bro. I still will never be able to comprehend why this nigga has all this fucking money. His friends have all this fucking money. There is some fine ass women out here, but y'all want to mess with these little kids, bro. And these are the people that run our country. Jesus fucking Christ. We're surrounded by fucking idiots. Surrounded. My friends are in a group chat right now. Sounds like they're preparing for an uprising. I don't know what happened. But they're probably talking about the fact that, I open it up and it's actually my next topic. My friends right now are in a group chat talking about the buddy at Jimmy John's making the noose out of the dough and putting it around his neck. What a waste of bread. I mean, their bread's not that good, but shit, man. What a waste. I'm going to tell you like this. This is what I firmly believe. And obviously, this comes from a person who has very little fears in life. And I do not mind saying whatever, inviting whatever. I just don't mind. These types of kids, these are the type of kids that I went to high school with, all bitches. I can say that because with confidence, I know that they are bitches. So you do this type of shit because you think that you're being funny. You and your friends we're just having some laughs, right? He's thinking this is at his job. This nigga does this at his job. But you know why he does this type of shit at his job? Because he's not conditioned to think that he actually needs the job. A lot of people I know, they don't act like this at fucking work. Act like this at your fucking home. In the confines of your own home with the doors closed. Don't record it. Don't put it on the internet. You want to be like this in a space with you, your mom, your dad, whoever, your sister, your girlfriend, whatever. You do that on your own time. Why are you doing that at your job? Also, again, because you're a bitch, you're doing this because you don't think that anything is going to happen to you. You're never going to pull a stunt like that in front of a group of people that you were actually mocking, right? Right? Because you're a bitch. You're never going to do that shit. And I know that because most of the kids that I went to high school with who are grown ass adults now, and even if they watch this show, guess what? You're still a bitch. You were then, you are now because you do shit like this. I don't feel bad about saying that because if you do things like make a noose and put it around your neck trying to be funny on the internet, you're just a bitch. It's very simple. Think about all this corny shit that these people do to us, right? You ever seen me get on the internet and like mock some way that a white person died or something like that. I mean, yeah. If they're, some crazy pedo or serial killer that got like stomped out on the prison yard, like, yeah, maybe I definitely golf clap those. You goddamn right I do. I don't feel bad about that shit, man. But at the same time, I can't think of one way that we all nationally recognize as a way that white people have been oppressed and then go on our free time, go out of the way to make videos and like poke fun at that specific thing. Why? Because that shit is corny. I'd rather just call you a bitch. I get more enjoyment out of that. I don't even know why kids do like this. And think about this. You're someone who's on the internet. You mean to tell me you haven't seen any of the people who look like you lose their jobs behind these types of videos? Why would you do this to yourself? He didn't want this summer job. You want to know why? He probably wanted to party and hang out with his friends anyway. Fuck summer. I got parents. They'll take care of me. Kids these days, man. Hate, that's a learned thing. Hate is definitely taught. I will always forever say that because you see this shit. Come on, man. I know tons and tons of white kids that I've mentored, that even I came up with. They don't act like this. They're not these shitty human beings. So it's not like they're not capable. Come on. Come on. You're fully capable. You're opting to be a bitch. Sad times. What time is it? 7:45, baby. All right, we need to take a short break on the radio. It's the Mean Jackson Show. I'm about to play this music real quick. Let's see what we finna get into. After the Night remix. Don't leave your girl around me. True player for real. Ask my nigga for real. You know what? Okay, before we go to break, I was listening to You Don't Have to Call the other day. And I was wondering to myself, is You Don't Have to Call the last record that is for the fellas, that actually tells the ladies, like, look, we're tired of being kicked while we're down and we're going to go out and we're going to have a good time tonight? Is that the last time that men were like, not that we don't need any representation. We're all shitty as hell. And we probably deserve to have our nuts kicked multiple times in a row by multiple females in a row. But I feel like Usher kind of went out of his way to help us out back in that day. Situations will arise. You know what I'm saying? You know the lyrics. But I really was thinking, like, Buddy was upset with his girl. He's like, look, I'm not finna stay home tonight. You played me for the last time, Denise. I took you in. I helped you and your dog, Julian. Why is the fucking dog's name Julian? I don't know. But yeah, You Don't Have to Call, man. That's like the last time that the fellas had, like, I don't know. Maybe it isn't. It's an old ass record. There's a lot of time has elapsed from when You Don't Have to Call came out till now. So I'm sure there are other songs, but are there songs that we respect that are kind of like, hey, ladies, we're tired of all the monotony. Did I use that right? Probably not. We're tired of it though. And we just want better. Nah, niggas be crying. I know I've been crying over females before. No shame in my game. Shit. Men shed tears over women that they care about. If a nigga tells you that he doesn't, he probably choking down on that corn dog at night. Anyway, let's get to break, man. We're gonna take a quick break. And there ain't nothing wrong with that, fam. Do your thing, but don't lie to these people and lie to women and say, if you really love and care about women and care about the women that you were with, you've probably shed tears over your girl before. If niggas say that they don't, then maybe they're just fucking heartless. Or again, like I said, they're probably choking on that corn dog at night. Anyway, this is the Mean Jackson Show. We're live on Track Talk Radio as well as YouTube, man. Feel the vibes tonight, baby. Like and subscribe. Follow my channel. Or fucking don't, man. I don't be knowing. Just do something, man. Pay it forward. Even if it's not to me, go like another person as a podcast. Shit. My homeboy Jason Hicks, man, him and his Green Tea fellas, they got a magazine out in Seattle called Green Tea. What is it? Gaming, So what's the R stand for? I forget, but I did an interview with Jay earlier when in my show when I first started this. Jay was one of my first interviews that we had, and so hopefully now that they got a show, man, we'll try to get them to come talk about their wonderful show. I've been wanting to get the entire gang to come on and talk about their magazine and stuff, but I need to set that up, man. But yeah, go check out my man Jason Hicks, man. Green Tea, GRNTEA. Yeah, my fellas are lit. So shout out to them. We will be right back, man. Again, July 7th. It's already been a long ass week, and it's Tuesday. Gone in September coming soon. Or is it? Because you don't know what the fuck it is. You suckers. All right, we'll be right back, man. Hey. Dang, I do low key wish I remembered all the lyrics to that Usher record. Situations will arise in our lives, but you gotta be smart about it. And when he goes into the celebrations, that was fire back in the day. Usher really do have some cuts though, man. Usher do be slapping. Some of his records are fire. Most of his records are fire. But it's hard for me to really look at him and be like, yeah, he's the greatest R&B artist of all time. I genuinely believe, I said this the other day, I don't care what y'all say. I'm saying musical content. When I can think of one artist that has provided me multiple types of content and it's been very successful, I will always go back to Trey because my man can rap and he can sing. And I really believe he has at least 100 records that you could just put on a list and be like, this one slaps, this one, this one, this one. Because he got mixtapes, has albums, has a deep catalog. I'm not saying that Usher don't have that, but I don't know, man. Like, if you were to say who has the most deep cuts that are slapping, then I would be like, I think Usher's king because Usher's like mainstream songs could sound real poppy. And then you listen to the whole album and then every record is a cut, but it's a deep cut. It's not one that you're showing up to a battle with. It's not one that you're not putting that up against a lot of people. Like Mars versus Venus, that's a fire record. Superstar is a fire record. Pro Lover is a fire record. What's the one record that's low key unreleased and it happened right after You Make Me Wanna, but it was right before 8701? He has a song. God, it's gonna kill me not remembering what it's called. It's like an unreleased record. I think they wanted to make it, and then like I think they did, and then they didn't put it out. But then some people have heard it. I'm gonna think of it because it's a song that I really like, but not a lot of people know about it. He's got a record called One Hand. I don't know if people have heard that by Usher. Fire. He has cuts, man. He's probably the king of the deep cuts in regards to R&B. But I can never really honestly say that he's not the greatest of all time to me. I think there are people who have better voices. I think Chris Brown is a better dancer than Usher is, but like Usher's a better singer than he is. But then I think there are people who are much better singers, but like some of these people can't even dance, bro. So it's like, I don't know. But at the same time, if someone was to be like, nah, he's the greatest, anything that they say in an argument, it will be hard to like really like be like, nah. You can't say no to anything anyone's gonna say about it. Because anything that they use, you're gonna be like, yeah, that is fire, actually. Yeah, probably. But I don't know. But it's just here. I just feel it here, in here in my gut. But you gotta be smart about it. I love that. And my man was in the video. He literally, what did he do in the video? He was on the phone, or wasn't he watching like the old clips of like from the other video with like him and Chili or whatever? And then he was like, fuck it, I'm going out. He grabbed his chain, put his jeans on. He put like a thermal on. I don't know what he like. It was weird, but he had the thermal on in the U-chain. And in the video, as soon as they go to start dancing, He showed up to the club in Air Force Ones, and then he had his people bring into the club his Heelys. And he had those sitting next to VIP when he was sitting next to Diddy. And then as soon as they were like, yo, it's time to go dance, my nigga was like, yo, everybody put their Heelys on and we're going to go out here and kill it. And they roller skated in those little janky ass fucking teenager shoes. Actually, little kids. I know more little kids that have those than anybody. But they really rolled out there in the Heelys and then they handled business. I still can't get over that. Because if I see a nigga at the club roll up to the dance battle with Heelys, I'm going to fuck home. I don't care nothing about that battle. Because why do you have roller skates on at the fucking club? Or even shoes that imitate roller skates. Why do you have those on at this club tonight? What for? Y'all remember I used to go to this club back home. It's called Seville. And anybody that's from Pensacola, Florida, I only got 30 seconds, but they know. All right, so we're going to let the records run a little bit. We got a couple. But I'm from Pensacola, Florida. It's garbage as shit. Seville is garbage as shit. But the club is okay, man. We used to turn up. If you get there before 11 p.m., you can see people battling like it's you got served. My friend Keith and I, my man Quizno, I've mentioned him on the show several times. We would sometimes go out there and battle people. Not a great dancer, but I can. Shit. When my neck's not fucked up, I can get it, okay? But I remember if you go before 11, you literally can see people battling like it's you got served. And they take it so serious. I've seen people try to start fights over that, and I'd be like, yo. And everybody out there at that time, when we used to go to the clubs in my early days, it's like 05 through like 2010 were probably my club days. Well, yeah, because I didn't start even really going to the club till I was like 19. You know, I'm like, nah, I'm not fooling with this. I don't drink alcohol like that. I did for a little bit, but alcohol to me tastes like rat piss, or what I imagine rat piss to taste like. I have not tasted rat piss, but I'm pretty sure it's the equivalent to alcohol. So I wouldn't really be at the club like that because, you know, when you go out to places like that, niggas just want to fight. I literally seen people fight over the dance battle. Like one time, Buddy did like some fucking like he hit it with one of these and then spun around and, you know, did something crazy and then like grabbed Buddy's girl real quick and then kind of like pretended to like hump her. It was over. Then all of a sudden, niggas was like, no, we're not dancing no more. Like, grab my girl, bro. I'm like, bro, it's 9:30 p.m. Why was I there that early? But it's 9:30 p.m. on a Saturday night. And y'all are in here doing this? I mean, we came here too, but we thought y'all was just going to be battling. We had nothing to do. We didn't feel like going home yet. That shit was crazy, man. Niggas would just be fighting over dance battles. I loved it. There is on my old YouTube channel, there are some videos of me dancing. I got some moves. I'm not terrible. I just, you know, it's just not the way these knees are set up. That's all I'm finna say about it. Right now we got Outkast Roses playing. I love that record. That's what they listen to on Track Talk Radio. I am about to turn up to, let's see. I'm gonna say this because I talked about this on the show last week. Shout out to August Alsina. I try to listen to his album. Some of it's pretty cool, but I feel like I kept getting distracted. But I also felt like I was only really listening kind of intently for like any type of subs or stuff for Jada and Will. And I probably missed it all because like half the time once you finally get into like a really good record of his, it's so good that you're distracted. You probably didn't hear the words the first time through. And I haven't gone back through a second time to listen to it. I'm assuming that it's pretty good, man. Alsina seemed like he got some hits, but lately I just been so black. I'm always black, but I've been listening to Buddy a lot because he has two records. He has Black and he has Black 2. And Black 2 is what I'm finna play now and just vibe out for a little bit until it's time to come back from this break, man. So shout out to Buddy and this record, Black 2. All right, we just vibing, man. It's not playing yet. That sound about right.
You ain't never said a lie. You ain't told a lie. Yeah. Everybody wanna be an athlete.
Everybody wanna rap on beats.
Everybody wanna eat watermelon and fried chicken. Sorry, it's a black thing. Everybody wanna hit Anthony. Push her back 'cause they got me. Got you women up in my living room trying to match with dick. It's a black thing. Don't subtweet at me. Freestyles in the backseat.
I don't know the words to this, so I'm just vibing. Shout out to Markel for being in the chat. As soon as we come back from break, we're going to get into some updates on the I Am Right Now project, man. Super exciting, super dope. You can get it all on CD. Mark, you got to hit me up if you know people who are trying to come through to talk about their role in the project. I think we need to have a couple of these people on, and I want to see their photos. I know recently, I know Markel's done some more shoots lately, so I'm sure she's been working on that, killing it per usual. So hopefully we'll get to see some more from that project. But as soon as we come back from break in about a minute 15, we are going to get into that, man. Let's just watch Michael Jordan's top 50 plays of all time. Grew up in the West, a bumping dog pounding jigger. Is that what he said? I don't know. Bro, it's already July 7th. Before you know, it's going to be August 7th, then it'll be September 7th, and then it'll be September something, and I'm gone. God, I love that nobody knows what that is. Listen, man, I do have to, we got a few seconds. I got to say this, man. Listen, I appreciate those of you who, you want to believe that, anytime I post something that it has some crazy meaning, and I love that you wanted to spend time out of your day to try to figure that out. But my thing is don't text me and ask me if I'm doing something when you don't even hit me up normally. That shit is lame. Because if you barely talk to me, why in the fuck would I tell you my business? Come on, man. Read the room. All right, let's get back into the show. Grew up in the West, bumping dog pounding jigger. All right, I had to stop the Plies record real quick. It's Plies, baby. Welcome back to the Mimical Jackson Show. We're live on Track Talk Radio as usual. Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday from 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Tune in if you'd like to hear endless ranting by someone with an amazing beard, an amazing sense of humor, and an adequate sense of style. Shout out to my hoodie. In mid-July, still keeping me toasty. It's not even mid-July. It just fucking feels like it. It is July 7th. That's pretty close to mid-July. I mean, it's not, though. It's several days away from mid-July. Pretty much a week away from mid-July. Anyway, we're talking about the I Am Right Now project. Mine is I Am Black Forever Right Now. So forever, indefinitely right now, just in case you were wondering. Because if you're listening on the radio, you might be like, wait, what is he? I just can't tell. His voice sounds amazing, and I'm sure he's adorable, but I just can't tell. Is he white or is he black? Nigga, do you think I would be talking the way that I talk if I was white? Jesus, this show would have been canceled after the first 5 minutes of the first show I did when I was like, yo, what the I came in hot, man. So I didn't know what I was doing. I still don't, but I'm here. Anyway, what was I? I was listening to Black 2 earlier, and I was trying to think of some of the lyrics. He has this one part where he says, I'm going to play it because it's about to come up. He said something about stepping on his Nikes, and I totally felt that. Because people trying to step on my shoes when I'm out in public, I don't like that. Girls getting the tan so they can darken their skin. I'm sorry, it's a black thing. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I said shit.
Everybody want to design something for Louis Vuitton, baby. It's black thing.
Spike Lee. Oh, that's not the right words. He says, Spike Lee, do the right thing. Don't step on my Nikes, just got these.
Black on, black nigga, I'm back on.
Something like
Back
that.
on track, my shit black on. If you ain't a nigga, you can't say me. It's a black thing. It's a black thing. Spike Lee, do the right thing.
Don't step on my Nikes, just got these. That's fire. Don't step on my Nikes, just got these. I love that part. Shout out to Buddy. Also, shout out to one of my new favorite rappers. I don't think he's new, but Tribe Mark is one of, if you have not heard Tribe Mark, go follow him right now on IG. He spits some really dope raps. I think Buddy can sing too. Like my man can do it all, man. We got a lot of these new artists. I'm sorry, I have been sleeping on some of these people apparently because I've just now been hearing about a lot of these great young, talented artists, male, female, whatever, it does not matter. We have a lot of Black people putting out amazing content. We got to give them their just due, man. So shout out to Tribe Mark and also shout out to Buddy. Crazy records, man. So I had, what was Tribe Mark's record was called, the one I've been listening to recently. It's called They Don't Love Us the Same. And he's touching on police brutality and some of the struggles that, African Americans go through, especially when being compared to, other races and stuff like that. So he's touching on all that, man. Like the raps I've been listening to this every day when I get up in the morning, go ride my bike and go play basketball, do all these things. So yeah, man, we have some music is in good hands. It's not like we didn't already know that, but if you were thinking, oh my God, my favorite artist is getting old, what am I going to do if there's no more Mariah Carey? There's other people. And we got to start actually putting these people to the top. You can leave Mariah at home. All right, you're going to be all right. Anyway, Spike Lee, do the right thing. Don't step on my Nikes. Just got that's cold, bro. I love that line. Let's see. Yeah, I stepped on my own shoes once. I almost wanted to kick my own ass. And I know people say it's just shoes. It's not that big of a deal. No, it is a big deal. Because if it wasn't a big deal, I'd just be walking around fucking barefoot having Walmart feet. Come on, it's a big deal. Don't step on my Nikes. Just got these. Anyway. Let's see. Dang. One thing I have noticed about our current circumstances is that the lines are outrageously long. And I'm almost wondering if for some of these places, if it wouldn't hurt them to maybe to bring more people on, maybe, or just have more like mobile cashiers in order. I mean, people still have to bring the food out. But you could literally have food runners just, and people could just order from wherever they're standing, like in the line or some shit like that. I don't know. I don't know how anything works. I'm not trying to think like I just invented some cool shit. I'm sure this is the thing that I'm literally thinking of is probably something that people are already doing or has already been tried and probably failed. I don't know. But I'm just thinking of like how long these lines are. And it's like, there's not a ton of employees within the establishment, but people need jobs. And then the lines are crazy long. So why wouldn't you just have the employees just like work outside and take orders and then like, I don't know, man. But at the same time, then they're just still stuck in the fucking line. Never mind. My idea doesn't work. I don't know. I tried it for you guys, but as usual, that shit didn't work out. I just don't be having it every day. Today is one of those days I don't got it for you. I tried to give you a great idea. I hope I failed miserably. But anyway, my TikTok is not popping. Anyway, you thought I was going to say that shit was hot. I don't really use TikTok like I was instructed to. I'm still struggling to figure out how to really just follow specific people other than the people that just pop up on like the feed, which is weird because I feel like I liked like one video that maybe had come from like some like, I want to do my best to not stereotype, but I feel like this content that TikTok is putting in front of me is like country boy stuff, because to me the shit is funny. So I laugh at like I must have liked the video, but anyway, it's just like everything is like these like white guys doing wild type of stuff. This shit is funny though. It's good content, but I'm just waiting for the moment that I open up the TikTok and it's just be like, what do you call 3 N words and a chicken? I don't know. Like they'll say some dumb shit like that. Does TikTok allow that to happen? I don't be knowing because I'm not on there that much. I would say follow me on TikTok, but I don't know, man. I don't be using it. I have, let's see, what's my follower count? And how do you really get people to follow you? They just have to like the video? Shit, I don't be knowing. 44, baby. I'm killing it. I don't know, man. I don't know how to get big on TikTok and all that without like just being a complete idiot, which I guess that's what I'm doing now. So why is this shit not hot? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe I'm not idiot enough. Send your feedback. Submit your feedback. Let me know if I need to turn up the idiot a little bit more or maybe turn it down a bit more. Or be 50-50. Half idiot, half great chocolate man. I don't know. We'll see. All right. ICE. ICE is planning to pick people up even if they're here on a visa that allows them to go to school. Because if the school is only offering online classes, fuck you. If we're, ICE doesn't give a shit about nothing. ICE is the scum of the earth. If Florida is the asshole of America, ICE are the assholes of any government agency. And I don't care what people think. I say that because I've literally seen with my own eyes, and I've heard stories from people who work closely to keep our youth and families in Tukwila, Washington, specifically out of harm's way when it comes to ICE, because ICE literally preys on kids and families when they're walking to and from fucking school or the doctors or the King County fucking library. We literally have these fucking jokers out here poaching kids, and then who knows where they fucking go to. They go to cages, bruh. They get separated from their families. Some of these kids are 17, 18 years old taking care of 3, 4 siblings underneath them, and you got people picking them up and taking them away. So who takes care of the rest of the clan? Huh? Especially with parents who don't speak English or they don't have the native tongue like what you're expecting. Because all the white people out here think that if you come to this country, you should adopt every single philosophy that we have, and you should already come fully equipped with the knowledge that is the English language. That's what they expect of you. So when ICE is picking up those people, they don't give a fuck about those families. They go back to their family every night, but they damn sure don't care about the ones out here. So ICE can get a spoon and eat its own asshole for all I care. Enough said about that. So listen, if you were here on a visa, man, we need to find some way to find resources so you can stay at school. Don't let these motherfuckers bully you into thinking that just because your courses are now online, that you're going to have to pay the 50 grand still to go to school, but that ICE is going to come pick you up and then send you back to wherever you came from. Because you're probably going to go to the college. You're not going to go to college. You're going to go to the cages, and then you're still going to be asked to submit the money for your tuition, even though ICE is going to make sure that you never get the education that you paid for. Please be careful. Fuck ICE. A lynching in Bloomington, Indiana. Okay, so shout out to my man, this brave brother. And I read he gave a detailed account and he posted it online of what happened. He's actually somebody who he does a lot of activism work within the city. He's well known by the mayor. Apparently, the mayor put out a video saying how horrible this was. I mean, it was a typical fucking bullshit video. I'm not gonna say that the mayor don't care about Buddy, because he did acknowledge him. But he also, it was the typical like, well, this is not a true representation of our city, and how could the? I'm thankful that there were people there to start. Da, 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 da. Yeah, okay, nigga, we got it. Yeah, you feel bad for this lonely nigga. Anyway, Buddy's account of the situation is crazy. I'm gonna give you the short version. Him and a friend are walking through an area. These white people approach and say, hey, this is private property. They say that the owner had given them permission. They continue to mosey on down the way, and they go to wherever they're supposed to go. No big deal. They talk to the people who had told them that they could walk through. Apparently, maybe there was some misunderstanding. They hear reports from other people that there are some people who are causing problems and causing some type of pathway to get to where they were located to be blocked, I guess. And so him and another person, I guess they figured they would go like see if they could just talk to the people and just let them know like, hey, no hard feelings, and we checked in and da, and maybe everything will be copacetic. Apparently they get there and it turns into where it's and you can see it on the video. A group of white people are spazzing out on my man because he's black. Apparently he gets jumped. He's being kicked, stomped. He's had patches of his hair ripped out of his head. I will say this. When I was reading it, it put me in a bad space. There were some white people that came to his aid, and obviously people that he was with, they came to his aid. So luckily he didn't get killed. But on the video, the white people are literally telling the other people, and they did end up trying to beat up a white dude because he came to help the black guy. And there was somebody else out there who was filming, and they kept telling them to put the camera down because they were planning to lynch my man. They didn't want him to be there. That shit is crazy, bro. They're like out, like, floating down a river or something. They're like out of like a campsite or some shit like that. Not doing nothing, minding their own business. I also want to read y'all something that I thought was super funny. I saw this pop up on IG today. So I just told you that story, and then I want to read you something that some white guy said. This is a tweet from some asshole named Kevin Rhodes. And this was on June 29th. He said, there is no black man alive that has dealt with the type of racial division that all whites have endured in the last 30 days alone. I'm just going to say no. The answer is no. Whatever you're trying to do, it's no. No, just no. Are you an idiot? Absolutely yes. It's crazy to me that like we can literally see a video like that, and then you can have white people that say shit like that. Come on, fam. If these stories exist, please send them to me. But I don't feel like I've ever seen a video of black people just being like, "Oh, we're at the Foot Locker in line waiting for the Dior's to drop." And then we just saw this white kid. And then we just decided that we wanted to like, so I don't even know. What would black people do to white people? Like, what would they do? Because, like white people, they hung us, they dragged us behind trucks, they whipped us, they do all these things. But like, what would we do to white people? Like feed them saltine crackers? Like, I've never seen a group of brothers be like, yeah, what's up? You're coming with us. And then make them eat 3 sleeves of saltine crackers. And then like, and that's how, like, I don't know. That's like the worst thing that I can imagine. No, obviously that's not true. But anyway, in my head, that's how I see it happening. That's how you really want to make somebody suffer. You kidnap them. And that's not even the worst part. You make them sit in a room and you say, you have 10 minutes to eat these 5 biscuits from Popeyes, no drink. And if you don't do it, it'll be a surprise at the end. Obviously, the surprise is ultimately death. But if they eat the biscuits, no water, it's still death. Crazy scenario that would never, ever happen. That's like the worst threat of all time. Because I could eat those 5 biscuits like no problem. Find a way to get them down my gullet. And I'm low-key, I've been craving a biscuit all night. So yeah, that's how I ended up talking about biscuits. I can just do that. I felt like telling you about the snack that I felt like eating, but I'm probably not going to have a biscuit tonight. Anyway, let me read it again. There is no black man alive that has dealt with the type of racial division that all whites have endured in the last 30 days alone. Some of these white people really are panini pressed over the fact that now people who look like them, along with people of color, are giving them a significantly hard time for the fact that they're racist assholes. You saw that loser ass cop who sat in the car and was crying about the fact that McDonald's took mad long to give her muffin and her coffee or some shit like that, and she was all hot and like, and then talking about, you guys you have no idea how hard it is for me and my family. Bitch, shut up. Nobody give a fuck about none of that. I got a family too. You think people gave a fuck about my mom and what she was going through back in the day? Shit, man. Hell no. Hell no. They don't care about your family, bro. Come on. Plus, you mad because they took too long to give you that Egg McMuffin. And low key, you gonna be all right if you miss one Egg McMuffin, fam. It was not going to kill you. You were fine. These people be acting like it's the end of the world. Oh my God. I'm a cop, and for the last 30 days, my life has been a living hell. All of these black people and their allies have just been making things significantly hard for me. I'm thinking about quitting my job. I don't even want to work for this establishment anymore because look how they allow these animals to treat us with such disdain and disrespect. I can't even believe it. I can't speak. I love how almost every time I do like the white voice, it like slowly starts to morph into Trump a little bit, but like nowhere close. It's just an assholey white guy voice. That's all it is. It's like a different tone cadence, but it always has an asshole tone to it. Because you have to be an asshole to type some shit like that. In the last 30 days, your struggle has just been so bad. You know what's crazy though? You could have avoided 30 days of pain if you would have just put a stop to 400 fucking years of pain and trauma. See how that works? Come on, man. I don't feel sorry for not one of you motherfuckers. Even people who I'm cool with who are white, who are struggling with this shit. If you're uncomfortable, do you think that I give a fuck about that? No. Not at all. Welcome. Would you like a snack? We have saltines available with no fucking water. Get that shit out of here. Now I'm watching Kobe's top 50 plays. Look, I gotta say this again. Just basketball. Jordan, Kobe, Braun. Magic Bird. Bill Russell, Wilt, Tim Duncan, Shaq, Kevin Garnett. All time. All time. Anyway, I almost want to take a break to get back to the music, but we only got about 10 minutes left on the stream. And in the last 30, you know how I be doing. They're going to be jamming, baby. All right. The group chat is going crazy. They in there talking about something racist. Anyway, Amy Cooper, the lady from Central Park who called the cops on Christian Cooper and tried to have him murdered, she is facing, not facing, I don't know what word that is, but she is facing misdemeanor charges for filing a false police report. You know, I think before when this first had happened and people were talking about, oh, she might face charges for this, I was like, oh, yeah, bro, totally. You need to face charges, bro. This can't happen. We can't stand for this. But now I'm kind of like, if she has the money, she can get a good lawyer to beat these paper thin ass charges. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, until they pass actual laws that list a false 911 call over a bullshit situation like that as attempted murder, any type of charges that she will face will be so minimal in comparison to what could have happened to that man had the cops shown up and reacted poorly, that it's not going to matter. Even if convicted of misdemeanor charges, like, come on, man. I don't know. I cared about it, before when it happened, and now I'm kind of just like, if she faced charges, cool. I almost would rather just see her maybe step off the curb funny and roll an ankle and be out for 3 to 6 months. That actually seems like it would hurt more than her facing these charges and being convicted. Because I feel like what the worst that's going to happen to her is that she's going to have to do community service and she's going to have to go to some sensitivity trainings. All can be done at a nonprofit. She can literally just go to the YMCA and she can just get it done there. Super easy. You know how many times people come in there to do community service and how many times they probably fucking learn something? Probably never. Who knows? Sweep some floors, do some stuff. Come on, man. It's not gonna be nothing, bro. She's not really facing charges over that. And like I said, she can get a good lawyer. They can beat those paper thin ass charges. Nothing. I want to see real convictions. Like, I don't give two shits about Amy Cooper when the fact that Breonna Taylor's killers are still roaming free. Still roaming free. How? How? Please tell me how. These are people that killed. Khalif Browder never killed anybody. Well, technically. But he never harmed anyone. He was stopped. He was picked up. He was sent to Rikers Island. He spent 700 plus days in solitary confinement. We've seen him on videotape being assaulted by other inmates with the guards just turning a blind eye. A man who literally didn't do anything. 3 years of that type of torment. But yet, we have people who can wear a badge. They can be documented as killing and still just be just kicking it. They're just kicking it. These are the times where maybe you wish Anonymous would like, come on, man, put your skills to the test, baby. I know you can find these jokers. I don't want anything to happen to them. I just think we should find them and actually have some of these groups that are out here on behalf of people go perform a citizen's arrest on these people. Walk them down to the freaking courthouse or the police station, wherever the fuck you got to go to make the most noise, and make them book these motherfuckers. I don't understand why we waiting for these cornballs to do the right thing. They're not ever going to do the right thing. It's been months, bro. Bree, I don't even understand, girl. We're trying as hard as we can to get these people that were in your city to do the right thing on your behalf, and they're not doing it, honey. I don't understand. And I don't even personally know what else that can be done. This is so disrespectful to her, man. This is crazy. Niggas just roaming around free. The same thing with Vanessa Guillen's kill. Like, come on, man. You had all that time. All that time. Come on, bro. I don't want to say it, but y'all gonna make me say it. I don't want to say it, but I gotta say it. If either of these women were white, these cases would have been solved like that. At me if you disagree. And we can talk about it. And I'll continue to produce the facts over and over and over fucking again, like we always fucking do. And then you'll just continue to lie to yourself. It's been a good show. I've loved it. I've loved you. This was like a cigarette after sex, even though I have no idea what smoking a cigarette is like, because I can't imagine that it's good. That's disgusting. But on the movies, they make it seem like smoking a cigarette after sex is literally the second best thing after sex. That's why they do it. Okay, I get it. If a girl ever lit up a cigarette after we had sex, in that moment, I'm hoping that she's on top of the cover so I can grab one end and like flip her off the fucking bed. Get out of here, you dirtball. Please, if you are, listen, if I'm on your list, which it's not likely and it's probably never ever going to happen, I'm going to tell you one deal breaker is if you light up a fucking cigarette after we're done, you will be flipped all the way to fuck off the bed. Anyway, I will see you guys on Thursday, man. It's been a good show. Markel was the only one in the chat, though. Shout out to Markel, man. We had people tuning in. If you showed up late, no worries, because after I cut the stream off, it just goes right to the channel, so you can watch it over and over and over again. Or don't watch. I don't know. I'll be watching it tomorrow, laughing. You know what I started doing? I started going back and just watching this show, like when I, get ready for work, or sometimes when I work out and stuff like that. And because I don't watch it until like 3 or 4 days later, when I've just done a million other things and I've like forgotten almost everything that I've talked about, it makes it funny. This is actually a really funny show. So tell your people. If you don't think it's funny, then God, we got to find a way to get you a sense of humor. All right. It's the Meaningful Jackson Show. We're live on Track Talk Radio as well as YouTube. Right now, the stream is about to end on YouTube, but if you stay tuned, you can hear a strong half hour of some really good music live on tracktalkradio.com. So shout out to Sherry, CEO of Track Talk Radio. We got to have Sherry on. I keep saying that week to week. Sherry, you should hit me up. You have my number? Hit me up. Come on the show. Let's chat. Let's hang out. Hey, fuck it. Let me know, man. But anyway, this is the Meaningful Jackson Show. I'll be back Thursday at 7 p.m., man. It's been lit. I love you guys. See ya.